I think we are on the cusp of something very fascinating. So here we got the most conclusive evidence that the Mercedes deal is about to happen. This is a NIO sales rep advertising, a NIO employee advertising, posting on his WeChat stories that Mercedes higher upper management in China has visited NIO's Hefei factory to meet up with the CEO and sign some stuff. What could they be signing? Maybe they wanted to buy some pizza. Maybe they wanted to buy some burgers. I'm not sure if they sell burgers over there. I wonder. Well, as you guys will all probably know, NIO recently signed the deal with Chang'an Motors to cooperate on battery swap station deployment, use, and of course, their cars will be able to do battery swaps in 2025 for Chang'an, which is fantastic. And CEO also revealed there's 4 to 5 other people that are, in the pipeline. This gives you conclusive evidence that Mercedes-Benz is a done deal. All right. What could they be signing? Maybe it's to sign, buy some pizza. I don't know. Okay. But I think this is conclusive evidence. And the fact that there's NIO employees already advertising this, already posting about this, tells you a lot about the stage of where the situation stands. All right. Now, also what's very interesting was quite recently, Mercedes shut down 2 of their factories here in Beijing to essentially because the sales for their electric vehicle series was just not that good. Could it be for retooling? Could be possible. Could it be for retooling for upcoming future vehicles with NIO? Could be possible, but I'm not saying that's for certain. But what is certain is that Mercedes wants to survive in this new EV age, which they are not doing that well in terms of EVs. Then they really need this partnership, and it would be beneficial for both parties. Now, we've reported this multiple times. Many NIO employees telling me that the Mercedes deal is already a done deal. I take it with a shovel of salt. The NIO owner with 23 NIOs, he said that Mercedes has interviewed a lot of NIO owners about the use of battery swap and how they feel about NIO, etc. It's pretty obvious that the interest is there. And I've stated multiple times that we're probably not hearing anything because everything's under NDA. They're still negotiating the terms. But hey, there's so many people telling me that it's going to happen and that it has already happened. Then I guess we'll take their word for it. All right. Now, when the Chang'an battery swap deal was announced a couple days ago, investors didn't really give a damn. Well, most people didn't even know what Chang'an was. They were the 4th biggest automaker here in China, but it's not a big name that a lot of people know, like Mercedes. Mercedes is a huge name. And a lot of people drew doubt and concerns about this, saying that, now NIOs have to line up with Chang'an cars. How do you feel, NIO owner? You got to line up with those cars that are much cheaper. Well, they probably did not get the full information that Gen 1, 2, and 3 swap stations will be exclusive to NIO. 4 and 5, Gen 4, Gen 5 swap stations will be available to those other brands. What these companies are more interested in is not the existing infrastructure, but the technology, all right, the patents, and then also the future infrastructure that will be capable of perhaps letting their vehicles do battery swap. That is the appealing part. And the very interesting thing is joint deployment. All right, so NIO is going to be building some of these swap stations, and then Chang'an is also going to be building some of these swap stations as well. And what we're seeing right now, and this is the biggest thing that I think is very important, is that it's being standardized and everybody's building these swap stations using NIO's patents. And if that happens, then NIO gets a big chunk of the money. What was really interesting was a while back, a year ago, when I learned about the price of a first-gen swap station. Apparently, the first-gen swap stations were the most expensive swap stations. They cost 3 million RMB per swap station, whereas the Gen 2 swap station only costed about half of that. The reasoning for that hefty price on the first-gen swap stations, which, by the way, looking at it now, it's terrible because you had to get out of the car. Somebody had to drive it into the station and then lift it up. And it was and there was only 5 batteries inside each station. So it was, of course, very primitive. All right. But that station was very expensive because it used a lot of patents from other companies, like cooling technology, etc., etc. And that's according to the technicians that I talked to. So they were able to make things much more efficient with Gen 2, use their own patents, make it much cheaper and cost efficient. And for ongoing future swap stations, they're going to make it speedy, fast, also cheaper to make, and also more capable and add features to the swap stations, of course. So that's the thing that these companies are very interested in. I think we are on the cusp of something very fascinating, and that is standardization of battery swap. Everybody's using NIO's battery swap system, and in the future, NIO gets a ton of money from all these guys, and NIO becomes a huge energy player, not just a car company, but a huge energy company as well. Because right now already, they are the number one company in terms of chargers. So if you add charger and swap stations together, you're just miles ahead infrastructure-wise compared to other automakers. And what's great about these deals is that by using NIO's patent and developing cars that are capable of using NIO's battery swap, there's global expansion opportunity, right? It's not just limited to China, because you got swap stations in Europe, and Gen 4, Gen 5, it's going to be deployed there as well. And then you've got the rest of the world, America as well. So these cars, if they want to be able to sell outside of China, have this swap advantage, NIO is the perfect brand. And I guess one very important thing that you guys keep on forgetting is the fact that swap stations are also energy storage places capable of trading energy trading. And that's one thing that NIO has been doing. At the state grid's demand, they can, in as little as 10 seconds, unload energy into the grid and earn a hefty profit. So there's a whole bigger picture going on. It's just way bigger than just selling cars. Cars is just a piece of it, all right? Now, it's very interesting if you can open your eyes towards the very bright future and focusing on the losses right now. It's very temporary, the losses. It's mostly going to R&D and infrastructure deployment. So not financial advice, but I would have a much larger long-term perspective and see where this is all heading towards, all right? How do you think about this Mercedes deal? Did they go buy some pizza? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.